Valutek is a unique firm in our industry because we're the first company to provide all core cleanroom products. So we have 8 product families that we offer in our own brand, and then we're the only to have independent testing. And so that really gives us a lot of leverage with the end users. And if I were to summarize the Valutek kind of proposition or the benefit that we offer to the customer, we call it our CCV model, which stands for control, convenience, and value. And what we mean when we say control is that high-tech manufacturers are very concerned with the upper and lower limit parameters of their high-tech manufacturing environments. And that's why we have a partnership with Arizona State University to do our independent testing. It's also why we do our own testing in-house. So we want to provide our customers a high level of control that our products aren't going to introduce variables in the clean room. So that's what we mean when we talk about control. When we talk about convenience, we offer 4 channels, 4 supply channels for customers to purchase our products. For small customers, they can purchase on the web. For very large customers, we negotiate direct special pricing. We also work through distribution channels, and finally we have a lot of partners and affiliates. So once customers make the decision that they specify Valutek, we really take the hassle out of it. However they want to purchase product, we accommodate our customers' requirements. And then the value proposition is because we've assembled all of the products in one brand and we go to market without the redundancy and the redundant supply channels that a lot of our competitors have, we can really offer the customer a much better product value. It's all about control, convenience, and value. I was very fortunate. I grew up in a family where I'm the 3rd generation entrepreneur. So my mom's dad was in the metal stamping, injection molding business in the Midwest. My father was a serial entrepreneur. He started 5 business ventures. And so I was really blessed. Right around the dinner table at night, we were always talking about, what was happening at work and opportunities in business. And so I don't want to say from the time I could talk and walk I thought of being an entrepreneur, but early on I remember it something that I always wanted to do. The freedom, the flexibility, the opportunity to see a need and provide a service or a product that fulfilled that. So really from a pretty early age, I was kind of hardwired that I wasn't going to be a doctor, I wasn't going to be an attorney, I wanted to be an entrepreneur. I graduated from the University of Santa Clara in 1982, and right on campus I interviewed for positions. I knew that I wanted to start and get some corporate experience, and thought a great way to do that would be to start in sales. So I interviewed with a whole host of companies, and the company that I thought was the best fit was a division of American Hospital Supply. So I started with a group called American Scientific Products in 1982, and I worked basically in the clean room high-tech manufacturing space from 1982 to 1988. And it was that experience and familiarity and being in the high-tech manufacturing space, working for a big corporation, that gave me the opportunity to see that, hey, even though you're dealing with leading-edge companies, I thought there was an opportunity for more of an entrepreneurial venture. So it really wasn't all that creative how I got into the high-tech space. Out of college, I worked for a corporation in that space, became acclimated with a lot of the manufacturers, what the customers were looking for, and then I thought I could come up with a better mousetrap. We have very ambitious growth plans. Valutek has a goal by the year 2012 to be the leading brand in clean room products in North America. And in that we just started, we launched the company in 2002. That's a pretty ambitious goal, to go from nobody to a market leader in 10 years. And how we're doing that is by making more investments globally. It started 3 years ago when we made our first kind of stakehold in Malaysia. We now have 10 people in Malaysia where we're doing our source inspection, our quality, and all of our logistics piece. So we actually have a wholly owned subsidiary in Malaysia. And right now, as we speak, we're in the process of opening up a subsidiary in Mexico to support our Latin American customers. So where I see us going is our brand becoming a more popular brand in the industry, and as the brand becomes more demanded, we need to be more of a local presence, which is why we're making an investment in international markets. Because the key to being a global company is to being able to offer local support in those markets. And so I would envision in the coming years to have more of a beachhead in Latin America. We see great upside in Latin America, continuing to expand our sales in North America, and probably about a year, 2 years out, we'll be really expanding not only our sourcing, but also the supply of cleanroom products in the Asian market. So a lot happening here. Having had the good fortune of being an employer for 20 years, sometimes it's easier to describe what you don't want in an employee. I would think the easiest thing to say is that we've come a long way in terms of defining the task that we have at hand. And so once we defined a job position, we really articulate we need this skill, this skill, this skill. So that's pretty much rudimentary, that we have a specific scope of work, and then we outline those requirements. And then that kind of becomes the minimum benchmark, that in order to interview candidates, the candidates need to have an appetite, experience, skill set to do the scope of work. That's pretty basic. Everybody says they do that. What we do that's a little bit different at Valutek is I interview for 3 things. I call them the intangibles. One of them is positive attitude. We want people that are just happy. Some people wake up in the morning happy. Everyone has a decision. Is it going to be a good day? Is it going to be a bad day? You can't coach somebody to be happy. So positive attitude is number 1. Number 2 is we're looking for people that are calm under fire. We're a high-growth company. We're a global company. You're always pulled in a lot of directions. You have to be calm. You have to be resourceful. So I always have the story, if there's a fire in the theater, we don't want somebody to stand up and scream, oh my God, there's a fire. We want somebody to say, there's a fire in the second row, and there's 2 exit doors on the east end and the west end. Everybody on the west side go out the west door. So positive attitude, calm under fire. Then the third attitude is teamwork. We're looking for people that want to sacrifice their ego for the good of the organization. Because in order for a company to achieve rapid growth, everyone needs to feed off each other. And if you just have people that are strong egos that don't want to share their collaboration, the rest of the team isn't going to get better. I would just like to share the entrepreneurial idea that being an entrepreneur, I think, is a huge blessing, because it's an opportunity to take something that's an idea and take that idea and kind of mold it and take it to market and see people gravitate to it. And so I've been really fortunate, 20 years to be an entrepreneur. I can personally say, having had a lot of friends that work for corporations, the highs of being an entrepreneur, I think, really exceed the highs of being a corporate person. But on the same side, the lows are lower, right? Because when you do hit bottom, there's not a lot of people, not everybody's singing Kumbaya around the campfire when you have major problems. So I would say the whole entrepreneurial spirit, it's a great thing. I fully embrace it. And I'm fortunate to be in a global economy. I think there's a lot of naysayers out there. I don't interview those people, right? I want people that have positive attitudes. But there's a lot of people that look at globalization, they look at emerging economies like China and India, and they just see that as a threat. Well, the entrepreneur doesn't see that as a threat. That's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to leverage the intellectual property, the needs, the services that you can develop. So we're very hopeful towards the future. We've got a great business model. We have customers that see the value proposition of what we are looking to offer, and we're having a lot of fun.